Well, hi everybody. It's Grampa Scott, and I'm back for another story and great adventure. Today we're going to see something really amazing. Do you guys know what Grandpa Scott has in his hand? What? A feather? You're right. That feather has something to do with our story today. I'm just going to set it here on the table. Do you see what's on the table below me? Maybe if I adjust the camera just a little bit. See that on the table? Yeah, that's also part of the story. And what? What's that? I think I hear a bird. Well, yeah, there's Mr. Bird. It's come along to listen to the story with us today. Well, Mr. Bird, would you like to listen? What? Could I put you on your nest? Oh, that's what that is. That's your nest. Well, yes, that's my nest, she says. Could you please set me down and I'll listen to your story too? Well, sure, Mrs. Bird. I'll put you right back in your nest and you can sit there while Grandpa Scott reads the story. Today's story is called The Robins Knew. All right, let's see what the robins knew. It said, Father and Mother Robin flew up on the porch of Kimberly's house. Flippity-flap, flippity-flap. God knew why, and the robins knew why. Do you know why? From the window, Kimberly saw Father Robin cock his head as he looked at a place just under the roof. Mother Robin blinked one eye to say she liked that spot. Then the robins flew off, flippity-flap, flippity-flap. Soon the birds were back, with straw in their beaks. Back and forth the robins flew, with bits of straw and dried grass. Their wings went flippity-flap, flippity-flap, just like Grandpa Scott had done with the feather earlier. Flippity-flap, flippity-flap. They tucked the straw and grass into a round shape. Tuckity-tuck, tuckity-tuck. God knew why, and the robins knew why. Do you know why? When the robins brought dabs of mud into the nest and pushed the mud around the straw, Mother Robin sat on the straw and mud and turned around and around while Father Robin watched. When the birds flew off again, flippity-flap, flippity-flap. Before long, Mother Robin began sitting on the nest every day. She sat quietly, so quietly, she only blinked her eyes. Blinkety-blink, blinkety-blink. Father Robin stayed nearby in the trees or in the yard. Kimberly wanted to see the nest up close, but Father Robin warned her away. Cheat, 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 he said. God knew why, and the robins knew why. Do you know why? So Kimberly watched from the window. One day, Kimberly saw Mother Robin fly in the nest with a worm in her beak. A tiny bald head poked up out and took the worm. Then Father Robin came with a worm in his beak, and another little head bopped up with its mouth open. Then yet another head bopped up. Oh my! There are baby birds in there, Kimberly said in a surprise. Back and forth the robins flew with their worms and bugs. Flippity-flap, flippity-flap. They hopped around the yard to find worms. Hippity-hop, hippity-hop. Every day the robins worked harder. Flippity-flop, hippity-hop, pulling worms, and flippity-flap and flippity-flap, flying to the nest. And then back to the yard to find more worms and bugs. Hippity-hop, hippity-hop, and back to the nest. Flippity-flop, flippity-flop. The little heads reaching for the worms grew bigger, and they became fuzzy. Kimberly could hear the babies' soft peeping sounds. Peepity-peep, peepity-peep, peepity-peep. One day, a cat came by and looked up at the nest. Father and Mother Robin flicked their tails. Flickety-flick, flickety-flick. And they screamed, Cheep, 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 cheep. In the nest, the little birds' hearts began to beat with fear. Thumpity thump, thumpity thump. God knew why, and the robins knew why. Do you know why? But the cat couldn't reach the nest up on the porch and went away. Then Father and Mother Robin came back with more food and still more food. Every day the babies grew bigger. Now Kimberly saw the feathers on their heads when they were bobbing up for their food. Their peeping noises became chirping sounds. Chirpity chirp, chirpity chirp. Soon the babies grew so big that the little nest was crowded. The baby birds pushed and shoved one another for more room, but there was none. One day, one of the babies pushed so hard that he fell out of the nest. Cheep, 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 the baby cried as loudly as he fluttered down. He was so scared, but he wasn't hurt, and soon he hopped around on the porch. Once he was out of the nest, he liked hopping and fluttering. Very excited, Father and Mother Robin hopped around their baby, chirping to him. Chirpity chirp, chirpity chirp, chirpity chirp. By the next day, all the babies had fluttered down from the nest. They hopped over the yard and even tried their wings a little, but they couldn't fly far, and at night they hid in the tall grass. At first, Father and Mother Robin brought food to the babies on the ground. Then they showed the babies how to look for worms and bugs. Hippity hop, went the babies, looking for food. Father and Mother Robin showed the babies how to sit and sleep on a tree branch all night long. They taught the babies how to sing praises to God. Tweety, tweet, tweet, tweety, tweet, tweet. God knew why, and the robins knew why. Do you know why? And that's the end of our story. The robins knew why. Well, Mrs. Bird, did you like our story today too? You did? That's great. Oh my, what's in your nest? I see it right there. Can you guys see it too? It's an egg, and the baby bird is already gone out of the nest. So Mama came back one more time just to say hello to you guys and to listen to the story on her nest because her babies are all gone. But just because they're all gone doesn't mean it's all over, because now's the time to go outside and have some fun because this story is all done. Bye!